You know, Bundang Bear, this video really did encourage me really to make this video now. Now I'm gonna tell people a story and hopefully they will see it. Um, because since you shared your story, I want to share my story also from when I lived in Cuba. See, we were very poor. We were very poor. And even though we didn't have money to buy the food that we wanted to eat, the government would give us bad food, but it'll help us to live. Let me tell you, once my parents migrated to the U.S. and we returned back to Cuba, the changes were huge. I want to show you a picture if I can, and here it is. See this picture right here? This is me, all the way to the right, with the HOT hot shirt. And this guy here is me. The one right next to me was one of my best friends. The one right next to that one was almost like my cousin. One after that's a friend, and the other one a cousin. See, this guys right here, they have to be fed food through this little card that you have to fill out every now and then. This is how the government gives you food. This people right here, this was not too far from my house. They couldn't go to school because the schools were too far away from their home. And in this area, we had someone that owned a car, but only came once a month. So they could probably go to school once a month. These are the people that benefit from the country. When I go to the market, okay, or when we go to the market to buy food, this is what we find. We find children selling food in the street. We find children selling onions, sweet potatoes, lemons, mangoes, and this is how they make a living, okay? Female children's, girls, they have to sometimes prostitute themselves to help the family get an income. When it comes to childhood, we have toys, but these toys are self-made. They're like a little cart that you push yourself up and down through a hill. Not through, up and down on the hill. And this is one of the most famous toys that we have there. When it rains in our country, and there's a big hole in the ground, we call that a pool. And I remember I myself, when I used to live there, I would take baths, and it's just simply a hole on the ground on the street. Dirty water, of course, that's just sitting there. And people would take baths in those holes. The homes there are most of them are made out of wood, out of palm trees, or just simply dirt and bricks. And people live very close to their house. Every house is very basically put together. This is a child that is brainwashed to believe that they live in the best country in the world. And with that said, the first time that visited Cuba, I saw a man on the street. I saw him on the street begging for money. And I know that my pocket was full of American and Cuban money. What I did was, I took out $5. Okay, with $5 you can feed a single person for about 2 weeks in Cuba. I took this $5 in Cuban money, gave it to the man, and the man wanted to kiss me and hug me. This is not the exact man, but it looked exactly like him. The man had shorts, he was of this skin tone, and he had those brackets, I guess. The man wanted to hug me. I didn't get away from him. I hugged him too. I'm not going to lie, he did smell as if he didn't have taken a bath for a very long time, but that's because some of them can't. Now this is Havana City. This is where most of the rich people live. The only people that are that have family here in the US and can afford to live in the capital, where there's money and there's more opportunities. The other people have to live in what we call government homes, and this is the environment that they live in. No bathroom or anything inside. It's just a bedroom, and you have to go to the bathroom in public bathrooms. And when children are bored, they don't have toys to play. They have to make their own toys. When I was in Cuba, I'm going to tell you the truth. I wore broken shoes. Some people couldn't even wear shoes, especially children. And the people that went to school with bad clothes. They can't afford to buy good clothes. There's no such thing as a clothes store there. Most of the clothing there comes from people in the US. And I don't want you to feel bad because you can't help these people. I want you to feel bad because the government of those countries won't do it. Number one, it's not your fault. Number two, it is saddening, it is emotional, but you can't do anything about it. You see, if you believe in karma, you would understand why things like this happen. When I went to Cuba, I was given $1,000 to spend on myself. 500, no, I'm lying. $200 from that 1,000. I spent 2 days on the streets going to find the beggars. And trust me when I say this, if there is a beggar in Cuba, if there's a beggar in Cuba, he's poor. He's poor. And everybody knows each other in that island, most likely. So if you see someone begging, that person is poor. And that is the person that I seek to see. Give them money. I didn't buy them a meal. I did not. But I did give them money. I did give them money. So good acts like that make you feel good inside. When nobody else around is willing to do good, and one person does good, especially in the time of need, that person or more people will go to the person that is willing to give. So what happened was with the children that first got to you, okay, and then the more and the more and the more that started to come to, to get a meal. That's what happens. If nobody else is helping them, they'll go to somebody that will. This is all I wanted to say. Thank you for hearing me out. And don't feel guilty. Don't